I'm back. Okay. I said I was going to get on the road. Go get this money. Come on and get this. Like Nene sang. But I wanted to do another video. So, real quick, the video that I literally just posted seconds ago, in that video, I talk about because this wasn't going to be any housewives related stuff, but I have to throw something in here. So, in that video, played y'all a clip of Shamea doing an interview talking about how Brit was an unpleasant surprise and how I was wondering what Brit was going to do this season for the women to at first be so horrified, it seemed like on social media, by what Kenya did by showing this picture of Brit allegedly giving head, doing road dome or whatever have you. So the women were so horrified to now a lot of the women, well, Kelly, Shamea, they're speaking on Brit like Shameas said Brit was an unpleasant surprise. They're not messing with Brit like that. And the scene where Shamea, Kelly, and Brit were met up and they were like best friends. They were cheersing to being best friends. So I wanted to know what happened. And I said, I'm interested in seeing the rest of the season so we could see what happened to all of a sudden that shift be made, especially when Brit and Kelly were very close. Well, seems like Miss Shamea has given us a little hint of what happened. Let's get into it. I literally just saw this and I was like, oh, we about to get into an update. So let's get into it.
Who would you say you are closest to in the circle?
I would say Kelly.
Okay.
Kelly, I love Kelly.
I was going to say, her cookbook is sitting out over there. Is that always sitting there or you put it out just for today? Okay.
Always sitting there, and I always use her 24K Nana Chicken and Waffle Syrup. That was a free endorsement for you, girl.
On the flip side, is there anybody that you learned you could not trust in this circle?
Yes, unfortunately, I came into the circle liking Brit Edie, and now I'm just not a fan of hers at all.
Okay, yeah, because you and Kelly just went on the radio and said, that's our least favorite person in our group right now. What happens there to cause that switch?
Well, honestly, it's unfortunate because initially we were all really cool. And I think when Kelly and Brit had a little rift in their friendship, she kind of turned on me. And I'm like, I don't have a dog in the fight. I like you both the same. And then it was all this like, and I'm like, what did I do? I'm just.
Her energy did not match the situation.
Yeah, and then she, I feel like kids are off limits. She just kind of went there, and you'll see it later in the season. I mean, she went there about my youngest, Shiloh, and that's a really sensitive spot for me. So I just felt like, I don't want to be associated. I don't want to be around, and it was too much for me.
Crossed the line. Okay.
To me.
Who would you say you?
I said, now, wait a minute. Wait. She said something about the children, about the babies, about Shamea's baby specifically. Not even gonna say it, but yeah. So I could definitely see why that would be a big issue for me. I'll just say that. So I'm definitely ready to see what else is going on for the rest of the season and to see what exactly she says. Child, that is something like that is people. We know that Shamea, we don't know what she said, but we do know that Shamea's youngest daughter has had a lot of health issues. Again, if you listened, she went into it a little bit in this first episode of Atlanta, but if you watched the Speak on It with Shamea and Candy, she goes into in depth. I think her daughter has had between 10 and 12 surgeries. I can't remember that number, but it's in the double digits. What she was born without, what they had to do, like for her to be able to live. So speaking on kids is already like, nah, but then, so I guess we'll have to wait and see what else is said, but that does at least shed a little bit of light on why the switch, all of a sudden, or what seems like all of a sudden to us, because we see them cheersing it up and toasting. And then now, promotion for the show started, interviews are starting, and now we're seeing something different. So it makes sense to me anyway. It sheds a little bit of light on what might have been the issue. All right, now let's get into Auntie Wendy Williams. This is according to the New York Post. And I'm sorry, you probably saw it, but that clip that I showed you was through Bravo Shade Room. I think that was on E. I think that was Bryce Sanders. All right, let's get into the New York Post article. Wendy Williams' niece accused of kidnapping her from $18,000 per month assisted living facility. I keep hearing different prices. Somebody said it was 50,000. Somebody said it was 20,000. So I keep seeing now this is saying 18,000. Either way, it's a lot of money a month. Not to mention the expenses, because that's just the cost to live there. I'm thinking, right? If she needs clothes, food, water, all that stuff. So the Manhattan assisted living facility Wendy Williams has been holed up in has accused the TV star's niece of kidnapping her. In a police report filed this week, Coterie, I'm assuming that's how you say it, Coterie, the Hudson Yards facility where Williams has been staying, has accused her niece, Alex Finney, of breaching the law by taking her out to dinner Wednesday night, TMZ reports. Finney, who visited her aunt at the $18,000 per month facility this week, whisked her away to an Italian restaurant in NoHo. But moments later, the facility contacted the NYPD to file a police report in which they claim Finney evaded staff by taking Wendy out of the building. However, Williams, who had been undergoing a psychiatric evaluation at the facility, was not allowed to leave the memory unit without elevator access from the 5th floor. Right, and she's told us that. She's repeatedly said there has to be a key for her to leave that floor. So how did her niece kidnap her? Staffers at the facility also claim that Williams and her family were escorted to the lobby by a worker who even opened the door of the Uber for them. However, the information in the police report contradicts the claim previously made by the attorney of Williams' guardian, Sabrina Morrissey. So remember, Sabrina Morrissey is her guardian who also has an attorney. And that attorney, there's paperwork that attorney has said the former talk show host has no restrictions at the facility. So are they trying to play a semantics game? She has no restrictions at the facility. She can walk around, do whatever, but she can't leave the facility. Is that a game that they're trying to play? I'm wondering. Following her dinner with Wendy, her niece Alex, who is the daughter of Wendy's sister Wanda, said the pair came back from dinner and apparently police were called. I was told that at some point the police were called because the coterie here was saying allegedly that I took my aunt from this facility and whisked her away without any sort of confirmation or approval. Wendy, for her part, described the ordeal as unbelievable. Clearly, they are lying to me, saying I can go out and do what I want. This is my niece, Alex. She just flew in from Miami, okay? I just came from the hospital, so we were going out to celebrate, she said, fighting back tears. Alex added that she and her famous aunt are good and are now back in one piece. Those people are going to plead their case regarding what happened. I don't want to hear, she says, slamming the facility. The Post has reached out to Wendy's reps for comment. So on Wednesday night, Alex and Wendy, remember Alex is her niece, dined at Max Tucci's Tucci restaurant. That's what it says. An insider told Page Six that Wendy looked great in a Gucci bomber jacket. She had a super time. She kept writing in her journal. She looked great. Tomorrow she's going on The View. Guests inside the restaurant respected her. She was with her niece and a young man. Her brother, Tommy Williams, has since told Us Weekly that his sister is in great shape mentally and physically. Then let's get into this. Okay, this is according to the Daily Beast, but you may have seen it somewhere else. Judge threatens to put Wendy Williams in stricter facility after speaking out. Lisa Sokoloff is annoyed by Williams' recent behavior and says she may have been given too much independence. Wendy Williams' guardianship judge is threatening the former media personality with even more restrictions after the star came forward to expose her facility's conditions. Now Judge Lisa Sokoloff wants Wendy moved to another facility. This is just, I have always contended that Wendy will be given the independence that she can handle, the judge wrote in an email obtained by TMZ. I question how well she has handled the independence she has been given. Williams began to tear up when she heard the news and said she'd keep it PG despite wanting to say a few choice words about the situation. Giving me a more restrictive environment, what could be more restrictive than the coterie? she asked during an appearance on TMZ Live on Wednesday, referencing the Manhattan residential facility that she's previously called a prison. What is going on with the judge speaking to me in that way? Wendy asked. TMZ reporters told Wendy that she was being treated like a petulant child, which she agreed with. When asked if she was concerned about being moved, she got emotional. Don't make me start crying. It makes me very, very nervous. I'm scared of that. This is so, like, this is a 60-year-old grown woman. And she's crying at the thought of possibly being moved to an even more restricted facility. My heart just, Wendy added that she didn't know what could possibly be more restrictive than her current living environment. I have to get out of guardianship, and I have to do it immediately. She also sounded overwhelmed at any suggestion that she could roam freely. They're lying. They're lying. That's a lie. That's a lie. Adding that her guardian has to specifically permit even her closest family members to see her. Judge Sokoloff has been under investigation for receiving nearly $6,000 in campaign donations from 2019 to 2022 from 20 guardianship lawyers. We talked about this a couple of videos ago. Law firms or people who deal with guardianship cases, and awarded those same individuals 62 appointments in 2022. So what they're saying is she received $6,000 in campaign donations from 2019 to 2022. The people that she received them from are people that she gave guardianship appointments to or guardianship cases to. Wendy claims that she cannot leave the 5th floor without an attendant and rarely goes outside. She also said she has no access to the internet or phone calls and can almost never see visitors. So I guess she has a phone where she can only call out. She was placed in the facility after being diagnosed with frontotemporal dementia, which can cause memory loss. Williams was taken to the hospital earlier this week after dropping a note saying, "Help Wendy." She's told the media that she's not mentally incompetent and should not be in a guardianship, a legal arrangement where a court gives one person, in this case Sabrina Morrissey, the legal right to make decisions for someone like Wendy. But despite her claims and the fact that she recently aced a cognitive test, Judge Sokoloff wants to cut back on even more of Williams' freedom. TMZ reported that the judge is fed up with Wendy's behavior and her tendency to spill the secrets about her situation to the media. Judge Sokoloff has allegedly told Wendy not to speak to the media at all. Tell your client that if she wants a jury, she should refrain from trying to poison the jury pool, Judge Sokoloff said in another email, frustrated that Wendy began revealing her opinions. Wendy is staying at Lenox Hill Hospital while doctors run tests. I thought she was back to her. Well, the hospital wants to discharge her. Sabrina, the guardian, has facilities who, despite her behavior, are willing to assess her. Judge Sokoloff wrote, she needs to go back to the coterie until a new facility can be found. Oh, so they want her to go to a facility that Sabrina Morrissey has relationships with. I'm going to read that line again that the judge wrote. The hospital wants to discharge her. Miss Morrissey, the guardian, whom Judge Sokoloff appointed over Wendy, has facilities who, despite her behavior, are willing to assess her. She needs to go back to the coterie until a new facility can be found. To me, that's suspect. So the hospital that did the assessment has no relationship with either party, Wendy nor Sabrina Morrissey, the guardian. But they want her to go to someone who Sabrina has relationship with, go to one of her facilities. Why you think that is? Williams' behavior should not be punished, people close to Williams told TMZ. They added that Judge Sokoloff's suggestions were pure retaliation for Wendy speaking up for herself to get out of an abusive guardianship. Sabrina Morrissey's lawyers told TMZ in a letter that the media's report on Wendy's conditions were untrue, inaccurate, incompetent, or misleading. The lawyer added that Wendy is receiving excellent medical care and that her facility has a workout room, spa, dining room, outside terraces, and excellent food. Wendy has also traveled to Florida twice to spend time with the family. Yeah, but that first time was when she went to see her son and they threatened him and said, bring her back. Well, when she was down there with her son and the family, and they said, you need to return her or you're going to be charged with kidnapping. False statements about Wendy, her condition, and the guardianship harm Miss Williams and her interests, the lawyer wrote. Sabrina Morrissey is a court-appointed guardian. Judge Sokoloff appointed her. The same judge who's received $6,000 in donations from people that she has appointed guardianships. Okay. Who's under investigation. Okay. Sabrina Morrissey is a court-appointed guardian who has only been paid once and was given $300,000 according to her lawyer. She's only been paid once and was given $300,000. It's a lot of money. She oversees 23 other guardianship cases. How much did she get for them? She was given responsibility over Wendy's 24-year-old. She was given responsibility instead, basically, of Wendy's 24-year-old son, who has since called out Morrissey for poorly handling the case. Child. I'll read that again. Sabrina has only been paid once and given $300,000, according to her lawyer. She has 23 other guardianship cases. I wonder who appointed those other 23. Was it Judge Sokoloff? And how much is she getting paid for these? My prayers to Wendy. Wendy is calling into The View. It might be right now. Well, it was a pre-recorded. I think it was recorded yesterday because two people who were in the audience came out and spoke and talked about Wendy and how they felt sad because she got emotional when she talked about being in this guardianship and her freedom. So that will be released today if it's not already. Last thing, this is according to Us Weekly, Jay-Z, our accuser, heard on tape saying lawyer pushed her to sue the rapper. The woman who accused Jay-Z of R-ing her when she was 13 years old in a recently dismissed lawsuit can reportedly be heard on tape saying her lawyer pushed her into suing the rap mogul, per multiple reports. ABC News and Rolling Stone reported Wednesday, March 11th, that they had obtained an excerpt of a recording between the woman, identified only as Jane Doe, and private investigators associated with Jay-Z. The real name is Sean Carter. He was the one that kind of pushed me towards going forward with them, with Jay-Z, the woman allegedly said, referring to her lawyer, Tony Busby. Busby did, one of the investigators asked. Yeah, the woman replied. So again, she was heard on tape allegedly saying, he was the one that kind of pushed me towards going forward with him, with Jay-Z. And she was talking about Tony Busby. So the investigator says, Busby did? And she says, yeah. In a lawsuit filed in December 2024, the woman accused Jay-Z and disgraced rap mogul Sean Diddy Combs of sexual assault at an MTV Video Music Awards after party in 2000. The suit was initially filed in October 2024, with only Diddy listed as a defendant. Doe voluntarily dropped the suit in February with prejudice, meaning it cannot be refiled. Busby told Rolling Stone in a statement Wednesday that the alleged recording was a pieced together fabrication. Her position is very clear and has never changed. The investigators tormented and harassed and tricked that poor woman and took what she said out of context and secretly recorded her. She stands by her claim that Jay-Z was there at the party and that he assaulted her. She has never wavered on that point, not once. Busby added in a statement to ABC News, as far as a suggestion that I pushed Jane Doe to bring a case against Jay-Z, that is a blatant lie. That is directly contrary to all the documentary evidence. Jay-Z's attorney, Alex Spiro, told ABC News that the tape speaks for itself, insisting that Jane Doe voluntarily met with the investigators working for Jay-Z. She says in no uncertain terms, Mr. Carter did not do this. It's effectively a lie, and the only reason Mr. Carter is even involved in this is because she was pushed to involve him. However, Busby provided Rolling Stone a recording of his own alleged conversation with Jane Doe, in which the outlet reported that Doe denied telling the investigators that Jay-Z did not assault her. She also denied telling them that Busby pushed her into filing the suit against the rapper, per Rolling Stone. Earlier this month, Jay-Z filed his own lawsuit against Jay-Z against Jane Doe and Busby, accusing them of abuse of process, malicious prosecution, civil conspiracy, and defamation. The suit alleges that Jay-Z's accuser and Busby conspired to falsely accuse him of sexual assault, causing him to lose $20 million. Child, this is a mess. This is messy. And the sad part is this subject matter is nothing to be played with. So basically, she's allegedly on recording saying that her lawyer pushed her to go forward with a lawsuit with Jay-Z. The investigator says Busby did, talking about her lawyer, Tony Busby, and she allegedly says yes. He provided his own recording, her attorney, and on that recording, she is allegedly saying that she's allegedly denying the investigators, telling the investigators that Jay-Z did not assault her, and she denied telling investigators that Busby pushed her into filing the suit against the rapper, per Rolling Stone. This is messy. This is too much. Diddy's case starts in May, starts soon, so we know that's going to be all over. We're definitely going to keep up with it or follow along with it. Y'all let me know what y'all think about all of this. Y'all let me know what y'all think about what Shameas said about Brit mentioning her youngest daughter, child. Let me know what y'all think about Wendy and now how a police report was filed because her niece took her to dinner. Again, I'm wondering if they're going to try to play semantics like, yeah, she's unrestricted within the facility. They have a spa, they have restaurants, they have this all in the facility. But her niece took her out of the facility. Is that what they're trying to do? And then also this Judge Sokoloff coming out saying she wants Wendy in a stricter facility and also wants Wendy evaluated by facilities that are in relation to Sabrina Morrissey, her guardian, whom Sokoloff appointed. And I'm going to keep saying Sokoloff is a judge that's being investigated for receiving $6,000 in donations from 2019 to 2022 from attorneys that she appointed and put in guardianships. Nobody's talking about that, though. All right, y'all. Well, shout out to Jamie, that's me, who did a deep dive. I keep saying that because it's so good, who did a deep dive last year talking about all this and mentioning this judge. I've said that before, too, that this judge was under investigation. It's crazy that she's under investigation and was still like allowed to appoint people. But I guess investigation doesn't mean guilty. And where are they in that investigation now is what I want to know. Y'all let me know what y'all think about everything that we discussed here. I love y'all and I'll talk to y'all later. See ya. Pray my strength, Lord. I mean, y'all pray my strength. Keep me lifted. Today, I just want people to get in my car and be quiet. And we just get to like, hey, how you doing? We get to where we need to go. Unless somebody has a word from the Lord, unless the Lord say, tell your driver this. And it's confirming for me. Other than that, can we just get to A and B in peace? Thank you. Have a good one, y'all. See ya.